Hi, I'm Rich, and welcome to Rich Gear Shop YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the Solo VLA Multivoice Tube Opto Compressor by Art, a company called Applied Research and Technology. And this unit has a very unique feature set. This unit is rich and it has an impressive feature set, and we are going to talk about that. So to get into it, we are going to see if this is a compressor that is right for you. We're going to see why you might want to think about if this should be your first compressor if you don't have one, or if this should be a part of your studio. And to really answer that, or to address that, we will see that this has, once again, an impressive feature set. And for the cost of this unit, at $259 as of this video, brand new, that is a great value for the features that you get for this unit. So let's talk about the impressive feature set of this unit. So the Solo VLA's impressive feature set includes mastering quality audio signal path, selectable multi-voice tube solid state control, parallel compression, blend control, a 12A T7 tube, analog optical isolators. It has a non-VCA design which translate into clean, transparent compression. It has a backlit VU meter so that you can see the output level monitoring and or the gain reduction compression. It has balanced XLR and TRS inputs and outputs on the back of the unit. It has variable threshold and ratio controls, variable attack and release controls, and it has a variable blend control for parallel compression. And all these controls, the ratio, the threshold, the attack, the release, and the blend, are all step controls, which gives you recall. And that's great to have a unit. Recall. Each of these controls are steps, so you can also get recalls. You can always go back to whatever settings that you had, which is great. First of all, I'm sorry for this HVAC unit. It's going to make some noise, but bear with me. I do apologize for that. In condition of that, let's talk about now a little bit in depth and kind of show you what's going on with this unit. First of all, it has a power button. So if you look to the left where my hand is, you'll see the power button right there. And when I turn this power button on, if you look to the right to where my right finger is on the VU meter, that is going to be backlit. That is going to come on. So I'm going to press this power button, and notice the backlit, or the light for the VU meter, has come on. And let's go back and look at the controls. You have a threshold control, you have a ratio control, you have attack control, you have a release control, and you have a blend control. So the first four controls are your basic controls for a compressor, any compressor. And that's nice that nothing is set. Some compressors have automatic and attack release controls on them, but this doesn't. This has actual attack and release controls that you can control with precision, and they are stepped for recall, which is nice. So you have your regular compression controls, and to the right of the release control is your blend knob. What that is used for is to mix your compressed and your dry signal to give you what's called parallel compression. And when you think about that, that is a very, very, very good feature to have on a compressor, especially a compressor of this price range. Now, there are some units that are coming out that have, parallel compression on them, which is great. But for this particular unit, that is a great feature to have. A blend knob with step controls, with variable controls, and parallel compression, and that gives you recall. So that is very, very great. To the right of the blend control, you have the voice parameter, and that voice parameter has two options. If you push this button in, the light comes on, and then what happens is you have what's called the Opto option. And what that Opto option is, that is the tube. That's the tube path, which gives you a nice warm sound, or warmness of the audio compression. And if it's out, then you add the FET bass path, which is nice. So if you want a more warmer sound, then you press that in for the Opto signal path, and then when that's out, then you have just a regular FET bass, FET based path to use for compression, which is nice. Once again, a nice feature to have on a compressor for this price range. Remember, $259 as the time of this video. Also, what's nice is you have a bypass switch. And what that simply means is that when the audio is coming through this unit, when the bypass switch is pressed, the controls do not affect the signal. So there will be no compression. It's going to go through the compressor, but the compressor is not going to affect the signal. Also, if this compressor is turned off and you try to run signal through this compressor, then it won't go through, because that's the way it works. So that's very, very nice to have a true bypass. And by having a bypass, a true bypass, hardware bypass feature, you can get a A/B comparison for the compressed signal and the uncompressed signal, which is really, really nice. Another great feature for this compressor, for this price range. So to the right of the comp parameter is the VU meter parameter. And under the VUP parameter, there are two options. When you press it in, that's the actual gain reduction. And when it is not pressed in, then you have the output level. So you can view two things with this VU meter parameter. If you want to look at the gain reduction, which is part of the compression amount that is being compressed, you press that in, turns red, you will see this meter over here give you gain reduction, or show you gain reduction. When it's not pressed in and is back out, then you'll see the level of the output signal, which is really, really nice. And so to the right of this parameter is the actual VU meter, and you can calibrate this VU meter. If it's not resting all the way on 0, then it's a little switch right here that you can adjust to get it to rest on 0, so that it will work properly when you're using the unit. Also to the right of this VU meter is your master output. This is sometimes called output or makeup gain, but basically when you want to control the output of the signal of the compressor, this is going to, how loud or how soft it's going to go out of the compressor. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to turn this around. So I do apologize for on that, but I'm going to fix that so you can see the back of the unit. So on the back of the unit, you have the IO level, +4 dBu or -10 dBV, and +4 is for pro level equipment, and -10 is for commercial equipment. And of course you have your balanced inputs and outputs. On this side is your input, so you have one TRS input and one TRS or XLR input, sorry about that, and an XLR or TRS output. Now this doesn't mean you have two inputs and two outputs. It's one or the other, because this is a single unit, which is nice. So if you can use this for, if you have inserts on a mixer, you can use this on an auxiliary. If you have an auxiliary on a mixer, you can use this, you know, if you have a patch bay hooked up, XLR patch bay. If you have a TRS patch bay, nice to have either or on a unit. Some units have either TRS inputs and outputs or XLR inputs and outputs. This has both. That's great. That is awesome feature to have. And then you have your IEC, I believe it's called, connector for your cabling. So if you ever lose the cable for this, you can just go get any, pretty much, I think it's ECI or ICE cable, if I'm pronouncing it correct, from anywhere, and it will work. So you won't have no problem. But once again, this is a great unit. I'm going to turn this back around to the front. Sorry again, so you can see this wonderful unit. So as you can see, all these nice features that's on this unit is going to be really helpful. If you're a newbie and you are trying to get into compression, I would strongly consider getting this as my first compression, sorry about that, because of the rich feature set that is on it. If you already have a compressor, you might want to think about adding this to your, you know, your studio, or, you know, to your setup. This is a great company. Art is not paying me to say anything about their product or products. I just use their products or their gear because they have helped me in my recordings and my mixes, and I've gotten great results. So you have to decide based off this video if you want to take this video and use the information. Rather, this could be your first compressor, or maybe you want to add this as another compressor in your arsenal or not. I certainly would strongly consider it because of the rich feature set, along with the price at under $300. This is a no-brainer when you think about it. I will be doing a video, which is a demo video on this piece of gear, this compressor, so that you can really see what it can really do. But I just wanted to do a review so that you can see what this company is really trying to put out there to give you more options. And this is definitely a lot of options for the bang of, you know, more bang for the buck that you're getting. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. I hope that was able to help you out, and I hope you choose this. Thank you.